She came back from a 4-day seminar in Tucson. 2 presentations, a red-eye flight, and barely a moment to breathe in between. When she walked through the door, she looked drained, hollow eyes, her silk blouse wrinkled and clinging to her skin, heels in one hand, tote in the other. Without a word, she dropped everything and collapsed onto the couch. She didn't even change. That wasn't like her. Later, while gathering her things to do laundry, I noticed something that brought the world to a sudden halt. On her blouse, pale champagne silk, was a faint, stiffened stain just below the collarbone. Not sweat. Not wine. Not from me. It was the kind of mark that made my brain grind to a stop, then surge with cold calculation. But I didn't panic. My pulse stayed steady. My hands didn't tremble. I studied that mark like a puzzle, a quiet riddle that demanded answers. Without a word, I tucked the blouse into a sealed plastic bag and drove an hour out of town to a discreet lab. Cash only, no questions. I gave no name, no return address, just the shirt. Then I waited. For 7 days I carried on like nothing was wrong. When the results came back, the lab confirmed the presence of a strain of syphilis. Advanced, untreated, the kind that kills slowly and painfully. My stomach sank. My own test, which I took immediately after, was negative. That single word, negative, changed everything. It meant I hadn't been infected. But it also confirmed she had. And that it came from someone else. We'd been married for 10 years. Sweethearts since high school. She was bright, magnetic, endlessly ambitious. I was the steady one, predictable, devoted. We used to dream of building our empire side by side, of raising children with names that matched our initials, of sharing tea on a porch swing in old age. I was her anchor. She was my spark. But over time, the signs started to gather like storm clouds. More work trips. More sleek, unfamiliar outfits. Perfume that lingered like a stranger's fingerprint. Her phone, once an open book, was now guarded like a vault. Noticed. Always noticed. But I told myself not to jump to conclusions. I refused to become suspicious. Refused to be the paranoid husband with a surveillance fantasy. I trusted her. That trust cost me. When I saw those results, I didn't confront her. Not immediately. I sat with it. Let it fester and ferment in silence. She didn't know she was carrying something fatal. To herself and almost to me. Part of me wanted to warn her. Another part wasn't ready to speak. Then fate handed me the final piece. One night she left her laptop open. It felt like the universe was daring me to look. And I did. Her browser window showed a paused video. A hotel mirror, her reflection, a skirt sliding down her thighs. A man's drunken laugh behind the camera. She smiled in that mirror like it was her stage. I watched 6 videos. Different hotel rooms. Same man. Same intimacy. Same lies. In the final clip, she looked straight into the lens and whispered, laughing. "He thinks I'm at a client meeting. Poor idiot." A smirk. I froze her face there on the screen and knew. This wasn't a lapse. It was contempt. She'd made her choice. Made mine. I didn't explode. I didn't scream. I got methodical. First, I met with a discreet attorney, someone used to sensitive situations. I didn't say divorce. I said asset protection. We began restructuring accounts, dividing holdings quietly. I opened new bank accounts in my name only, moved half our liquid assets into a trust. No red flags, just precision. Next, I hired a former intelligence technician, a guy whose resume didn't exist online. He cloned her phone. Every text, call, email, calendar entry, GPS ping, all streamed directly to me. I had a front row seat to her deception. Then, I adjusted our life insurance policy. Quietly, carefully. I increased the coverage, made myself sole beneficiary. It was legal, ethical, protective. I wasn't the villain here. I wasn't plotting revenge. I was preparing the cleanup. Her next seminar was real. So was the hotel. What she didn't know was that I'd booked the room next to hers under a pseudonym. I arrived early and watched her check in from a distance. Then I saw him, the same man from the videos. They giggled in the hallway like teenagers. her lips brushing his jaw. Filmed it all. The next morning, I left a package with the hotel's front desk, instructing them to deliver it to her room at exactly 8 a.m. Inside, a flash drive with every video, every text, every damning email. A printed lab report showing her STD results. And a note, handwritten. "You'll die, but not from this. From who you've become." By the time she opened it, I was already airborne, headed home. The aftermath came fast. She called 42 times, left 15 voicemails. I never picked up. Her sister was next, voice trembling. She'd been rushed to the ER. An overdose. They stabilized her, barely. "She needs you," her sister pleaded. I answered calmly. She needed honesty. Then I ended the call. The fallout rippled fast. Her affair wasn't just a betrayal, it became public scandal. Her lover was a senior financial officer for one of her firm's biggest clients. His wife filed for divorce, citing my wife as the cause. Her company found out and she was let go within days. Industry gossip branded her. She was no longer a rising star. She was the seductress of the seminar circuit. With her professional life in shambles, she fell into isolation. And the disease progressed. Even after I alerted her physician, anonymously, the damage was done. She hadn't sought help in time. The symptoms arrived relentlessly. Hair thinning, blurred vision, chronic pain that left her bedridden some days. Today, she lives in a small, dim apartment just outside the county limits. She works from home a few hours a week. No friends, no social life, no trace of the woman she used to be. Sometimes when I'm driving past, I glance at her building. I never stop. I never call. I just observe, like watching the final act of a play I didn't write, but made sure ended justly. Do I feel remorse? Well, she didn't just cheat. She risked my life, mocked me behind my back, and weaponized my trust. I gave her everything: loyalty, love, a future. She gave me a loaded gun wrapped in perfume. She destroyed herself. I just made sure the truth had a place to land.